What's going on YouTube? My name is Batman, and I'll cut to the chase. I give this game a 7 out of 10. I'm sure many reviewers are going to waste your time coming up with a bunch of fancy shit to say, but the reality is, there isn't much to say. This is a Battlefield game. If you've played Battlefield before, you pretty much get the idea. The gameplay consists largely of running around and shooting the enemy with bullets from your gun. I'm not going to say you should spend $60 on this game, because the people who are going to play this game for more than 2 weeks have already bought it. And honestly, for $60 you could play 4 months of classic WoW, so really consider your options here, people. I'm not trying to say it's a bad game. What I'm saying is that it's a game. If you've never played Battlefield, I'd recommend getting Battlefield 4 instead. It's like $5 and still has plenty of active servers in the custom browser that cover all of the content, including DLC. It's the same modern setting, but with way more maps, guns, and vehicles, and way cooler maps, guns, and vehicles. Frankly, Battlefield 4 remains the gold standard. But for those of us that already poured 15 kajillion hours into Battlefield 4, you can basically think of Battlefield 6 as a cool expansion pack with better graphics. Though the color palette could be more vibrant. I think it'd benefit from some Caspian Border greens or Naval Strike blues. But besides the improved graphics, it mostly just feels like watered down Battlefield 4. The destruction doesn't feel as meaningful as it did back in the day. They do this thing where all of the destructible pieces are attached to some kind of indestructible building or structure, so there's like a hard limit to how rearranged the map feels. Back on Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1, you could be fighting on a flag, and then come back to it 5 minutes later and it's like you're on a whole different map. The terrain was literally evolving around you, adding fresh dynamics to every encounter, exponentially supercharging the replay value. But what's left now is mostly a visual style of destruction. You have lots of debris flying around on the peripherals of your screen, but never actually impacting gameplay all that much. Maps used to feel distinct. Silk Road, Paracel Storm, Flood Zone and Dawnbreaker, Siege of Shanghai and Lumpini Garden. They were big maps in which vehicles were placed and meant to be utilized strategically, not just for combat, but for basic transportation too, opening up all kinds of unique scenarios. But that's been lost here. Now every map just feels like a rearranged version of Pearl Market. The only experience is chaotic close quarters infantry play with limited impact from vehicles or destruction. Gone are the collapsing skyscrapers and bursting dams, crashing ships and sweeping floods. Will there ever be an only in Battlefield 6 moment? I doubt it. This is as close to being Call of Duty as Battlefield has ever been. And another consequence of the limited destruction is that all the ground vehicles basically get funneled into like 3 paths on any map, and every engineer gets 3 one-hit kill mines, and so it's practically impossible to do anything with tanks unless you want to sit there staring at the ground playing fucking I Spy for most of the time you're in the tank. Not to mention they seem to be made out of paper mache and get 2-shot by any rockets. What it honestly feels like is, it's a Battlefield game, so of course it has to have vehicles and destruction, but they don't want it to have vehicles and destruction, you know what I'm saying? In general, Battlefield 6 maps feel like AI slop. As if someone force-fed piles of debris, stacks of bricks, sandbags, and random concrete slabs to an algo, which vomited it all back up and copy and pasted the puke in every direction. The result is a spaghetti-like maze of cardboard boxes and broken dreams. Now this isn't what people want to hear, because Battlefield 6 is having a moment. 700,000 concurrent users on Steam. It managed to beat out Black Ops 7 in the beta stats, which I guess still means something at this late hour of enchitification. But really, there are only 2 reasons people like this game. Number 1, the soft bigotry of low expectations. Because the last 2 Battlefield games were so bad. It's been over half a decade since we had a quality Battlefield title, and that makes this excessively average game look pretty good. Like when a girl who's a 7 hangs out with her friends who are 3s, so she'll look like a 10. The second reason people like this game is because a younger generation of gamers has entered the market, and many of them were like 6 years old the last time a good Battlefield game released. So really, this is the first Battlefield game they've played that wasn't a total fuck-up. It's like if you sleep with a 7 but you're a virgin, so it feels like a 99. But the things that this game gets right are the things that any Battlefield game gets right when it doesn't completely shit the bed. Mainly that it's really fun to run around and shoot people with bullets from your gun. It was a low bar and they cleared it. When I was a teenager, we joked about how they just keep re-releasing the same games until we were old. It was a really funny idea because of how absurd and redundant that would be if they actually did that. Well, they did it, and it's not funny anymore because of how absurd and redundant it is. The truth is, we probably didn't ever need a new modern setting Battlefield after Battlefield 4. They haven't re-released chess in 500 years and everyone still loves it. It's only growing in popularity. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. You don't gotta fix what's not broken. The only reason this game exists is that EA needed to extract more wealth out of the middle class to pump up their numbers for their new Saudi owners. Will EA do well under the Saudis? Well, let's just hope they treat this franchise better than they treated the Twin Towers. In a perfect world, They just spend the astronomical sum of money necessary to put Battlefield 4 on these improved graphics. They would have been releasing expansions for Battlefield 4 all this time, and they'd have all the good Battlefields in a central hub like MCC, where all this incredible content of ages past could remain relevant and accessible to new players, and we wouldn't have to throw our old games off the cliff like it's Midsommar every time we wanted some new content, and then Battlefield 6 could just basically be the sequel to the Dragon's Teeth expansion, and I'd have nothing negative to say at all. But that's not possible in our globalized, maximized economy that is based on domination and subjugation and extraction. Only once we have an economy that runs on love, in which developers build for the love of the game and love of the audience, will we have the Battlefield we deserve. Only then can we take the next step and achieve our destiny as Super America. But until then, I get it. It's the new hot thing right now. Your friends are all playing it, everyone online is talking about it. B. Dobbins even poked his head up for his biannual bitch sesh. This is your chance to prove your skills. This is your chance to get some sick clips and start streaming. This is your fucking moment. And I hope you do. And I hope you make friendships that last a lifetime. I hope you make memories that you cherish forever. I hope you grow and develop as a person. I hope you find love and an escape from the hellscape modern world we live in, where fake AI is taking your job for fake reasons, only to decrease productivity, because to date the technology has only been good for two things: memes and cheating on your fucking homework. And as the United States fends off a fascist infection, the AI bubble's gonna burst, and when shit hits the fan, at least we can bury our heads in Battlefield 6.